Hello again. Now we have our MySQL server is deployed over Kubernetes. Let's go and run some commands over it. So how to run commands over Kubernetes over this deployment? We can go inside this deployment. Like first get the pod name. Let's clear our screen first. And there is Kubernetes control and get all pods here, and of course this name will be randomly generated, so you will have a different name, like not this, but it's look like this. You will use it. So just go to the control of Kubernetes and execute within this pod a given command. So if this pod has multi-containers, you have to choose the container you will want to execute this command on it. This pod has just one container, so I have no need to determine the container. Just I'll execute a command. So a double hyphen like this to say that you will write a command to be executed here, and this command like be MySQL, something like this. So just you have to configure some parameters like uh, you want it in interactive way, like -it, something like this, and also you can specify the username within MySQL. So it's -u, and after this you are saying the username, which is user, then -b, which is a password, and use a password which is SOFE4630U. These, if you remember, these username and password were configured in our YAML file. So now go in, and we are logged to we are running this command within we are running this command within a Kubernetes bot. So what we can do now, just we can write MySQL commands like use mydb, which is choosing the default database, and after that maybe select something like select asterisk from mydb dot test. There is no table like this, so we'll have an error right now. So we want to finish like entering exit, and exit will return us to our console. If just we want to execute just one command and don't need having an interactive way, just we are executing it but with just -i, not -it, and this command may be like select asterisk from mydb, or just okay, so asterisk from mydb.test. So you have two ways. One of them we have iteratively interact with it, or just interact with one command. And this command that you want to execute is only like this. That is the command that you want to execute within the bot. Okay. So now we want to create a table, insert the data, and so on. So we get to our repo, and within our repo there is a file called script1.sql, and within this file this is a script, a SQL script that create database if not exist, database exists, and make it the default one, and after this drop a table, delete a table if it exists, and this table is called test, and after we deleted it and delete all data on it, we'll create a new one with the same name, and this will have three fields: name, email, department, and a primary key which is auto-generated integer, and also another auto-generated which is called timestamp, and will have this the current timestamp, right, is current time now, and an indexer for modified, so that we can search on modified faster. So we create this table with these 5 fields, and after this we will do some inserting. We inserting name, email, department within this in this table test with some values like this. So we want to run this this file, this script within Kubernetes. So to do this, we can use some help of Linux command like cat script.sql. Can just take this file and display it, print it over the screen like this. But instead of printing it over screen, we can print it into another command, which make it the input to another command, and this command will be Kubernetes control execute execute in interactive way, but just one command within this pod. Let's take its name, and within the pod that we are using, and replace this with the pod name in your case, which will be different from this, and then MySQL with user, which is name is user, and the password, which is SOFE4630U. Pressing enter. This is a warning because it is not secure to just send your password like this, but it works and it's okay. So if we wanted to check it's okay, let's, instead of sending a file as an input, send a string. And to do this, we can do this by echo, and the string we want to send it, select asterisk from mydb.test, and here's a semicolon, and this will be sent as an input to execute to Kubernetes control. And after this execute, -i with the pod name, after pod name we will execute this within MySQL with a user called user and a password called SOFE4630U. Hope it works, and that is the select command executed, and here is the output, which is this thing. So again, another way, instead of doing this, is just sending the command as an input, like this, 3 of them, and after this select asterisk from MySQL, sorry, from mydb.test, there's semicolon, and finish it, and this works. Or just go to MySQL, and in an interactive way, we are within MySQL interactive way, we will write a sequence of SQL commands like use mydb, and after this select asterisk from, now just we can say test because we have chosen the default schema, and here's the output, and after this just exit, and by now it is finished. We can delete it also, just like the row table mydb.test. Okay, test, and we have to put a semicolon here to indicate that the MySQL line is finished. And also, again, this should be just -I. So hope it works. It works. So there's a problem. Yes, it's a problem. Another problem. Sorry. The last one of them, just there must be 3 of them here because it's a string. And run it. Congratulations, it works. To check it works, let's do the select command again. We'll select the table. If it is exists, there will be something to be printed. If it is dropped, then we have an error message, and we have an error message, so it is dropped and deleted, and it works. So now that is the first way to just run some command within your Kubernetes pod, but this can work because I am logging within my project and I have an access to this pod because it is within my project. But how to access my SQL server globally? I cannot do this by using this name. So globally I have to use the IP address, and to have the IP address I have to get from Kubernetes control, get the list of services, and here is the service of MySQL, and here is the IP, which will be different than yours. You have to see what's your IP and just run MySQL command, which is a Linux, and also if you are installing MySQL over your Windows, you'll find that there are MySQL command. You can call it from your command prompt window. So just write MySQL and choose the user by -u user, and then the password by just SOFE4630U, and after this you just have to choose the host name, which is here. We will write just the IP number, which is 34.67.142.244, and by this we are logging to MySQL server that we have deployed, but just using its IP like this. And if we want to check, just select asterisk from mydb.test. Okay, it is dropped, so let exit right now, and because we have deleted it before, just send script1.sql to it to be executed, and after this let's log in to it and do our select again, and here is our table. We can delete it, we can do whatever we want. Just now exit. We exit our MySQL server, but now we can stop our deployment. So let's check that we have in Kubernetes control. Let's get the deployments there. We have MySQL, and to stop this, just we wanted to delete the YAML file applied with MySQL app.yaml. Okay, Just to recap with you, we have two files, MySQL app.yaml, which has the deployment and the service within it, and MySQL.bvc. I just I just stop and delete the containers created with this YAML file, and I leave this because this has the data. So now the server will be deleted, but the data will be processed. So if I apply it again, and check for the data, like select asec from mydb.test. Okay, that is not the IP. I have to get a new IP. So let's go see what is the new IP, because the deployment was done and there is a new deployment, so we have a new IP. So just go to Kubernetes control and get the services, and you will find your new service not configured yet, so we have to wait a little. Now it is configured, so let's repeat this command again, but now with the new IP, which is 34.121.139.39, and now the data is restored because it is persisted in BVC, and unless I deleted BVC, the data will be remains there. Now I can stop the app or leave it, whatever you want. Just mind your credit, because Google is payment. This is a free, but the payment is according to the computing engines, which is our deployments, and because of the capacity, the storage capacity, like BVC. So um, you are charged because of both of them. So if you want to save a little of your credit, just maybe delete your MySQL app dot YAML if you want. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again in the third video.